just starting to load up, but it is completely cold and dark. You can see the luggage coming in, power. The buses with the passengers are just starting to arrive. We've got the fuel plugged into the thing. There's the luggage starting to load into the plane, and as we come inside we can see it's completely cold and dark. Done nothing. Same as the other day, racing from East Midlands to Manchester with a twist this time. Last time I tried to stick within, I didn't do ATC, but I tried to do everything else as properly as I kind of could without the proper sort of airline training, but picking up stuff. This time what I'm going to do is, I'll just show you my realism settings. I've got them on as best as, not that one, where are we? Let's resume, it's this one, is it? Yeah, so remove flying surfaces when over speed or over G, that one's ticked. Simulate blackout, red out, hypoxia, kind of ticked. Experimental flight model, most modules don't allow that, including this one, so if I was to do that it would actually make it worse. And everything else is, I'm trying to think, there's nothing else up here that's gonna give a realism thing, but it's all on. So we're just going to try race there as fast as we can without breaking it when the timer goes, and I'm going to start the timer. In this one I can't start the timer without having electrical power, and once we've got electrical power that's going to start ticking, so we might as well use this here. So as soon as that ticks to 29 I'm going to begin. So it's going to be within the next, I don't know exactly how many seconds, but it's not going to be long. We might as well, oh it's 29, right, let's go. So external power on, just so we have some lighting. Battery power on, and get the INSs going. 1, 2 and 3. Let's come back down here. Cruise supply on, emergency lighting on, and external lights on. All of that I'm happy with. Start lighting cockpit up somewhat. Been a little while since I've flown this, but the Airbuses are so much easier than the Boeings. I see why pilots prefer either one for their own reasons. The Airbuses, it's because it's so easy. The Boeings, because, well, frankly there's more stuff to do, and it's more, you're actually doing the stuff as the Airbuses is doing it for you, right? We've nearly finished with the lighting. I'm happy with that. Let's get the fuel. It's all auto anyway. So that's that. We're lining up. Forget now, the charts is here. Loading 109. Let's just go with 200 passengers and about £3,000 of cargo. Block fuel, we don't need that much, nor do we have it none. Let's go 8.8 quick refuel, so that's kind of how that was. So the main delay is going to be waiting for the INS, so we might as well do some of this while we're waiting. ATIS 122.68, let's get it tuned in. Radio's on. 122.68, let's have a listen.
East Midlands Information Foxtrot. 2000 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility 4. Sky conditions 400 broken, temperature 14, dew point 14. Altimeter 3039. Arriving runway 09, departing runway 09. Advise on initial contact, you have Foxtrot.
So it's runway 09, so that's different. I grabbed the QNH there, 3039. So runway 09, temperature 14, we can see that there. Cost index, I'll just pop 99, but I'll probably be doing it manual anyway. Cruise level, found out last time, 11,000 was probably just a little bit too high, so I'm going to go with 100, just so that we get the... Mind you, it doesn't matter about the speed, does it? Because we're saying we're breaking all the rules. So align the IRSs when it's ready. Let's download the wind information. Bang, bang, bang. diff, EGNX departure, it's going to be runway 09 departure, and then where to? Last time I was kind of surprised. Departure, it was something like Coal Hill want the best, it was Trent, wasn't it? Trent 3 Papa, that's 09, so it's going to be that. Trent 3 Papa, in it goes. No transition, 10 that in. And then it was straight on over to ILS at Manchester, right? Arrival, no stars, coming in 2-3 right, no star, no via, no transition, bang that in, and delete the disco, and bingo, there's the flight, start to finish. Just waiting on the ILS now, so that's the diff bit done. How long have we got? Does it say? 6 minutes. Gee, it's a long time, isn't it? It's a long time to be wasting, and that was the first thing that we switched on. So let's get this done. So the diff, rip, radios, we'll leave it on auto. I number 2, 0 fuel weight, we'll get the figures from here. Again, we've got no sim brief plan, we're just rushing it, seat of pants style. 0 fuel weight is 152.4, we're in pounds. 152.4, and that is of course £1,000. With a CG of 28. That's easy. Block is 8.8. There we go. And that's the diff rip. There's the perf. Speed. Well, the minimum flaps is 1, and the speeds of 143.4548. 143. In fact, we wouldn't have. We will have towbers because, of course, we're racing, right? So that changes the speed from 43 still to 43. Rotate on 43. Single engine safe is 48. Flaps is 1. THS is 0. Seen that before. This was first time for everything. And flex, we're not flexing, so it's 0. And that's out of range, so that's fine. So there's no flex. Engine out acceleration is going to be 1300 feet. How high are we? 1300. Yes, that's 1000 above. Thrust reduction, acceleration out. Well, first of all, let's change that a little bit. Mind you, we are going to be redlining it, but it's going to be fast, so I'm just going to add 400 feet onto that, just to, and the acceleration, let's call it 1200, so let's knock that to 1510. That'll just give us an extra 300 feet worth where we can be going quicker. So we'll accelerate that bit quicker, so that's fine. Packs off takeoff. Wow, packs off takeoff. Well, we'll go with the APU then. So that's that. How long we got? 3 minutes. Right, let's get the secondary done. Let's be good. Let's copy the active in, and if the Babbitt's the extractor fan, we're going to know about it by this waypoint here, 1270, and at that point we can already be heading back to EGNX. New destination. It's going to be same as takeoff, arrival, ILS 9. No stars, no vias. Let's click that in. So yeah, if things go wrong, we'll manually connect it back onto the CF09, the initial fix there at 2,000 feet. We'll delete that when it comes to it. Back to the main flight plan. We've got all of that in. Let's begin loading up Manchester, which is EGCC. We'll hit them up on the way for the weather and so on. And let's just get the... Alright, well we need the information, and the only other one that we need is the ILS for 23 right, which is where we're going to be landing on, and it is all of these are auto-tuned, but still. Departure wise, do not climb above 6 until informed. Well, again, we will be breaking the rules, so let's pop that into 10. Let's get his stuff lit up on, well, it would be your side, right? You're my co-pilot for today, so let's get your stuff rigged up. Let's get the transponder in. I'm going to fly as 4452 once again. INS 1 minute, that's fine. APU gen off. Let's get the APU started. So 1, let's wait. Let's get the signs on. 3, 2, 1, and that's long enough. APU is starting. We've still got a minute on the INS. That'll then tick right off to 0, I imagine. As soon as it has ticked off, I'll get the APU back onto auto. I don't want the APU jumping onto the bus until this IRS is aligned. I don't know if they've simulated it or not, or to what extent, but it'll mess up the navigation. Right, my side I want the performance data, your side I want the legs page. Zero minutes, APU's still coming. Grounds taking off 01. So we need to nose facing west initially and begin taxiing this way. That's the plan. So as we look at it, nose needs to face, I'm trying to picture this, nose needs to be to the right. Yeah. And we've got it. Let's get the pushback. What's this one?
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Alright.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Watch. You get your tow driving up. Meanwhile, I'm going to pop. We're on the bus, right? External power 321 off. APU bleeds on. Might as well pop the wing light on. And with that, let's close up the plane. I forget it's not on that tablet, it's on this one. Plugins, ground handling, control, drive away, all of you. Let's have a look from the outside. They're beginning to drive away. I could have done that before, but it boots the APU out, the external power, and I couldn't have the external power until the INS's, until the
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
APU was on until the INS was lined. I know what I'm trying to talk about, and I'm sure those of you that know what I'm on about know what I mean. That was why I couldn't, and it doesn't matter because he's now connecting, and we see from this view that the doors are indeed beginning to close. 2 cargo doors left. 1 door left. And they're all shut. Great. Status. Right elevator in up. Isn't that just because I'm not running yet? I hope it is, because that sounds already like some kind of failure to me.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
With pleasure, parking brake. So beacon on. Parking brake off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
May start engine. This is what I love about the Airbus, and I like it, and I can see what pilots like it. Start the engines, okay. We turn that to start, and we then say both engines, because hell, why not, right? You don't have to worry about packs and any of that, it's all automatic. And you can start both engines at once, right? And then I bet, because I've said that, it won't work, because I bet you I've got the wrong engines that don't let you start both, and we've already got bother. So let's cancel that. And let's just get one. How typical, we try and show something and it don't work. Right, we're charging on 1. Engine 2, sorry. Gotta love how these sims have come on over the years, don't you? I really do. I just really wish Microsoft Flight Sim would have lived up to the hype on the 20,000 points around the aircraft, calculating the most realistic ever nonsense, because that's what they said to begin with, and it was a bag of what? Right, avail, number 2 available, starting engine number 1. Oh, we should put the cockpit door onto auto. Initial climb 10,000, that's all good. Constraints, you have airports on your side. And nav, in case we need to divert, you can tell me which is the nearest. And the other thing that you can pop on your side is terrain. I'm going to have the weather on.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Roger. That looks like the power has flicked on to both sides. Let's pop flaps 1. Engine 1 available. Great. As it bleeds off takeoff, we're going to keep the APU bleed on. APU gen off because we're on the engines. The APU bleed because that was what the V speeds were calculated with, and we're trying to go as fast as possible. So we've given him the disconnect, and as soon as he's done that, so what was it? It was at 09, so it's still taking us 15 minutes to get from
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Pretty good going, 15 minutes, but you see the big delay there was the INS, and I'm starting to lose my voice, so I'm going to shut up. Right, he's gone. Put the strobes on, turn off lights on, taxi lights on, and we'll have the runway lights not on but moved into position. That was the strobe lights on. He's given us the green light for taxi, so we've got parking things is off, and we're on the way. Again, all the realism, so we don't want to napper it or redline it, we just want to see how fast we can get there. So, port plates on, let's do flight controls check. Down, up, left, and right, rudder left, rudder right, flight control check, all complete. Other signs, spoilers are armed, takeoff config check, looks like we're going to run into looks like we've been given another runway to what the real life traffic is doing, so that's no good either, is it? Because we don't want to hit him. Oh well, we'll have a short takeoff then, why not? Takeoff config check complete. What are the flaps? Trim 0, and that's there, 0. Engine on. Let's get the alright, so we're clearly going to crash, so we're going to turn off here. We've got the strobes on, we've got all the lights on now. cool, we're heading straight towards Manchester. Let's pop the autopilot on there. There's the reduced accelerate. There's the acceleration point, and we added a few seconds of acceleration before we bring the thrust levers into where we need to climb. That's great. Ground spoilers off. These APU off now. APU off. Oxygen on ready. To stay already got to be 215 knots or less, so there's none of this 250 knots going down to flaps 5. It's going to be air brake. Actually, we're not too far off the green dot. And I'm going to start finding back the speed. Once we capture that green dot, because we'll go low and then we'll lead off the speed and level flight. Landing information. We've got nothing from Manchester. And I'm going to cheat because we've got no information from Manchester. Details, here we go. Conditions, wind calm, altimeter 3039, so no winds, 3039. I like that. Look at that. The outside air temperature 24. It's obviously not 24, but it's because we're going so fast. And we've got the static air temperature there. That is really cool. Right, we're here. Air brake on. The level. And let's go to the landing system. My side, your side. INN 10950. Let's just verify that. INN 10950. Right, wind we've said is basically nothing, so I'm just going to put one more in this 10 to 12, that's all right. Position 9, go with this one, 39 knots, down to 441, we'll go 133, because that's in the names together, quicker. Operate medium, config 3 for that meter block, that 3 there to avoid the alarms. And we're intercepting, in fact we're more than intercepting, we're shot through big time. Although we did catch up with 220, which is great, it's a speed brake in and all the way. Spoilers on, let's go flat 1, speed 220 and where we approach, click that in, looks like we just missed it, so I'm going to manually reduce that gas speed, no, whatever, and forget now. Yeah, wrong vertical speed, let's catch that quick. Speed, we're inside the safe margins, let's go here. Traffic. So actually really, oops, is behind there. There really is somebody coming into Manchester at this moment. And RYR, I'm going to guess that's Ryanair. Sorry Ryanair, we're coming through. Right, let's get the check. Gears down, flaps 1. Let's pop manage mode on now. These orange lines mark where we can go, flaps 2. We're too close, I'm going to have to bang the speed brake on. It's going to let me have it. Yeah. Approach mode has been taken over from this. So here we go back to this, which is 3.5. No, we're not climbing. We're not climbing. Ryanair can get out of the way. Rearming the thing. Cabin. Ding dong. Oh shit. Flat 3. Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm comfortable. No, I'm comfortable. I'm never going to let that go, you know. I'm never ever going to let that go. Every time I hear that and I'm coming in like this, and I'm sorry to say, Joe, I'm never going to let it go. Because you just know, looking at all that that's exactly what was going on. Right, let's get all the lights on, landing lock on now. Being very clever with my differential braking to try and not get the thing skidding and spinning everywhere. That's close, but I think we're going to take that. Parking brake set, engine shut down 1 and 2. Hopefully the APU is ready, and it is, because I'm not going to check. Thank goodness. Wing light and beacon off. I can hear the dinging, sounds like we're being moved up. All of that off. Let's get this off. 1, 2, 3. Let's unlock the flight deck door. Transponder fully off. Radios off, and anything else. Let's pop the light on up. Nav lights can come fully off. All of them is off. That's all off. Ground services, external power, so let's click that on. APU at that point can come off. All the fuel pumps can come off. I didn't mean to do that. That can come off. All of that's already off, and with that we're going to get the emergency lights off, get this off, and 3, 2, 1 is external power is the next one, and then the battery. So external power off, and the battery 1 and 2 all off, and with that I'm going to call it 23:05. So it was 22:29, 36 minutes gate to gate, right? Full cold and dark to cold to dark. Let's get through. Doing this bit again, running down the stairs, bum 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 through the barriers. Jump down in slow motion. There we go. There we got it, gate to gate. I'm pretty pleased with that. Hope